All right, I am live and I am on the wrong screen. There we go. Hey guys, how's everybody doing tonight? I am Chloe and this is Word Stitch and this is our night rite. It is me and there's a cat hiding back there. There he is. I got one cat tonight. Tonight I'm in between projects. I think I'm going to be going back to my alien romance. But I did get my last book in the Holiday Demon series, a Valentine Demon for Verity, finished yesterday. Finished and posted and in pre-orders and due to be released on Saturday, as I forget what days are. It is a really short timeline, in case you're wondering if I have any sort of strategy with setting up a pre-order 3 days before the book comes out. There's no strategy there. I just like the control of setting it up as a pre-order instead of just dropping it and being at the mercy of whenever Amazon reviews it and posts it. So I have finished with that, and I do have the choice of either going back to my alien romance or doing the next book in that series, which is a novella, and it is for St. Patrick's Day. I have decided just to do the alien thing, except I don't really know where I am in it. We are going to be doing 5-minute breaks for this one. So we're going to start with a 10-minute sprint while I figure out what the hell I'm doing. And then we'll go from there. I'll probably do 20s or maybe 15s. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. And in the meantime, I'm going to also be fighting with Goodreads because I feel like I should be able to get better data from Goodreads than I get. I'm just trying to figure out how to work this thing. I know that that's like a crazy, I don't know. This all like popped into my brain because I wrote a review for a book earlier today, and before I even got to like post it to the group that it was for, the author had liked it, which means I feel like she somehow gets notifications on when she gets reviews. Because otherwise that is insane that she stalks her stuff so much that she catches them immediately. If you're not on Goodreads, if you're not on Goodreads as an author, you probably don't know, but it's the numbers come really weird. Like they'll tell you that you have a review, your numbers all your data will change. It won't tell you what it's on. You'll just see that you have like an extra review. Hey Petra, thanks for joining. So like right now I see that I have another review, but I have no idea what it's on. And I haven't ever been able to figure out any way of finding that out unless I literally go through all of my books and either have those numbers in my brain or open every single one to figure out where the new review is. And then even if you do that, there is a delay between when that stat appears and when the number actually appears. Also, I have no idea why I'm so splotchy tonight. I look like I've got some skin disease. I feel like I'm not usually this splotchy. I was outside a minute ago and it is freezing out there. So maybe it is just me or maybe it is the wonky lighting. I don't know, but let's go ahead and do this first sprint. We're going to go for 10 minutes. It is 5 after, so I will see you guys at quarter after. Okay, that is time. Let me know how you did. Let me know what you're working on. Hey, Melanie, thanks for joining. And hey, Shadow, good to see you as well. I just wrote 193 words, starting a new novel. This is the third book in my Alien series. I'm a little bit worried. Those 193 words are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 paragraphs. I don't know. My cadence got really weird, and I felt like every single sentence needed to be its own paragraph. And here we are. I'm not somebody who normally writes this. I'm usually really bothered by it, unless, like, you know what? Unless it's like an action scene. And in all fairness, this is the beginning of an action scene. There's not any actual action happening, though. But it's in first person, and this character hasn't really been developed yet. He is in the second book as like a decent secondary character. He's in the first book as well, but just like in passing, because this series, the books in it all take place on the same timeline. So like his paths cross, but we really don't know who he is at all until the second book. And in the second book, he is introduced as an amputee. And this scene is where he loses that leg. So also, I guess he's just kind of a different person right now. With the amputee, he's not going to be in a good place at that point. So here he is just living his best life, killing bad guys. Petra got 217, and that is fantastic. I don't know if you guys have a preference for doing 15 or 20-minute sprints. I will get the next one going at 20 past, but if in the meantime, any of you have a preference for it, let me know. I'm not really sure what I'm feeling right now, because again, I don't know. You're all writers, you understand. That like first chapter or two of a book, especially that first scene, but into like the first couple of chapters is always, I don't know, I'm always kind of about what I'm doing. And this, I had to put on hold to get all those other things done. So I'm also a little like rusty about where I am. I put it on hold 2 weeks ago, so I shouldn't be that rusty. But in that 2 weeks, I edited a book, edited another book, and proofread the first book. So I've done a whole bunch in that time. Let's see. So Melanie is bringing back her YA Dark Fantasies rewrite draft back to first person present from third person past. That's about 18,000 words of revision to go through. I've done it before, and it sucks, and it always makes like the later edits a little bit suckier because you feel like you do such a good job changing the tenses. And then for me, it's usually not even like a single word, but like a random head hop that would have been fine in third person. But like that change in perspective changes it. But I have never regretted changing the perspective on a story. So I wish you the best of luck, and I absolutely think you're probably making the right decision, having no knowledge of what you're doing except for what you just said. I always think that if your heart is telling you need to change the perspective, then you're probably right on it, because it's such a big deal that, yeah. Okay, so and then you switched to third from the recommendations of a couple betas, but your MC's voice wasn't as strong. YA is absolutely dominated by first person present. That's another thing. I feel like, especially with beta readers, if they're not, I only use other authors as beta readers, and I understand both camps for why people say that they don't want other authors to be their beta readers. But I feel like when people aren't writers themselves, they sometimes get these ideas about how they think something should be written that doesn't actually make sense. It's like, for me, the big one that I always like to think of is when people complain about Game of Thrones and how the show ended. But like, if you look at it from a narrative perspective, they did the best they could with what they had. So yeah, I always, I always really have to think about it when beta readers tell me to make a major adjustment. And again, I just don't even really use beta readers who aren't authors anymore, because I have found that so many of their suggestions just didn't actually make sense from the writer's viewpoint. Some of my favorite books have things that like absolutely piss me off, that now that I've been writing as long as I have, I understand why the writer did that. And it was the lesser of two evils. Okay. Hey, Autumn. I am doing great today. Let me know what you're working on. I'm going to go ahead and get this second sprint going. I'm going to go ahead and set this for 15. And again, if anybody wants me to switch to 20s after this one, I will happily do that, because I'm not really committed to anything today. So we're going to write for the next 15. It is 8:22 in Atlanta, so that is going to take us to 8:37. Good luck, everybody. Okay, time is up. Let me know how you guys did in chat. I got about 350 words there. Also, if you've ever wondered why I would write an alien romance but not an actual sci-fi novel, it's because right now I literally have troops in hollowed out rocks sneaking into the enemy camp. I'm really terrible at this side of things, so that's why I don't write harder sci-fi. It's just a different setting for romance. Let me scroll up a bit. So Autumn is finishing up some video edits. Awesome. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I am super awake. I'm just a really bad yawner in general. I wish I wasn't a yawner because I know that it makes everybody else yawn. I can't help it though. Let's see. I jumped. And Shadow is rereading some of your novels' first chapters aloud today. I have never done that before, but I know for a fact that it is a great technique for editing. I don't know. I feel weird reading my stuff out loud. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Autumn is using Filmora 9, which is good software that my computer hated, so I couldn't use it. I believe that was the one that I use a TV for one of my monitors, and that messes up some programs. It just is a thing because of, I guess it's the pixels or whatever. I don't know. I understand it better when I'm not trying to explain it to somebody else, but the signals are just a little bit different. And for some reason with Filmora, it basically broke the program. And so I just moved on to another one. Let's see. And then Melanie revised 3.5 pages and finished up chapter 5. That's fantastic. Sorry, I'm getting spammed right now. With Facebook messages, it is what it is. Petra got 164 words. Started watching the snow. It got super distracted. I'm in Atlanta, and I'm sure that you're all. I feel like you're probably all familiar with the snowpocalypse that we had quite a few years back now. Good grief. That was like, oh my God, that was 6 years ago. So maybe not, because now I'm at a point where if you're like 22, you have no flipping clue what I'm talking about probably. Anyway, so like it was a disaster and everything was shut down. And it took people like 12 hours to get home, or they were literally stuck on the highway overnight. It was a whole disaster. I had the flu, and I wasn't even scheduled to work that day. So I literally had no communication with anybody and had no idea what was going on. And it was great for me, but terrible for everybody else. So snow is terrible in Atlanta. We just don't have the equipment to deal with it. And I think that's something that people sometimes forget about, is that like we just don't have the means to remove it. It's not like we've got, tons and tons of salt for us to throw down. There's no reason for us to have the stores because it's so rare that anything like that happens. This is just a really long roundabout way for me to say that because I am working from home, this is me working now this year. I would love to see some snow in the next couple of months. Just to actually be able to enjoy it and not stress about trying to get to work. Also because I've always worked in a grocery store, like the last 7 years until now, I've worked at a grocery store. There was no closing for snow. We're essential service. We don't get to close for snow. We don't get to close for pandemics, So really quickly, I'm going to go through the comments that came in while I went on that ramble, and then we will get that next sprint going. Oh gosh, let's see. Okay. So, oh my God, why can I not follow these things? Okay. Shadows kids love when you read aloud. That's fantastic. I don't, because what I write, it's not friendly for me to read it to anybody. It would just be like a weird, like, Chloe's getting creepy now. Petra is in the middle of that big snowstorm that is hitting, I'm assuming you're up northeast, like New England area. Or is it, I guess it's all over the Northeast. And then let's see. Yes, please stay safe. I'm bouncing a bit. Melanie got snow earlier today, but only a couple of inches. I would like to get a couple of inches. That's pretty much how much snow I want. No more than that. And then one of the biggest snowstorms you remembered happened May 1st, 2005. It was the year your dad was really sick. It was the latest snow you can recall. We got almost 2 feet lost power. Yeah, I have been stuck in some weird late snows in my life. And actually, Atlanta has an infamous, this was long before I moved here. This was like 93, infamous ice storm that happened in April, I think it was, that everybody, like, it just, everything iced over in Atlanta. And I mean, from the way they describe it, it was awful. I got an ice storm that year as well in Delaware, and we didn't have electricity for 8 days. And because we were on well water, that meant that we had no water for 8 days either. So really bad. But it was 55 the next day. Yay. Okay, let's go ahead and get this next sprint going. We will go for 15 again. There we go. I guess I'm just running really weird times because this was another 7-minute break, but that's okay. We'll do what we do. Yeah, we get ice storms here. Ice storms are terrible. And then also, like, we got that tropical storm that, like, tried to destroy my house a month ago. So weather's fun in Atlanta. Okay, it's 8:45. Perfect. We'll run for the next 15 minutes, so that'll take us to 9 p.m. Good luck, everybody. Okay, that is time. Let me know how you did. Thanks for joining, Jay. Good to see you. I got about 300 there again. This scene's a disaster. It's okay. You know what? It's the first scene in the book. Half the time I end up deleting the first scene anyway. And the book that I just finished up, that's going live on the 19th, the first scene in that book, the main character steals a kitten from an angel of death who wants to kill it. So the main character has to prove that she is in fact capable of what's that word when you bring things back to life? Oh my God. I'm forgetting really reincarnation. Resurrection, not reincarnation, resurrection. So yeah, the angel of death brings the kitten in with the intention of killing it so that Hazel has to resurrect it. And oh, you know what? That's not even that book. I'm thinking of the completely wrong book. But anyway, so she brings it in to make Hazel resurrect it, and instead Hazel just flipping steals that cat. She shoves it in. She's wearing a robe because she's a prisoner in heaven. She shoves the cat in the robe because she tells the angel that she needs to like feel the cat's soul before she can why do I keep forgetting that word, resurrect it? So the angel gives her the kitten to feel the soul, and Hazel jams the kitten in her robe, and the angel is like, is that how you feel souls? She's like, Hazel's like, no, that's how you steal a cat. Yes, thank you, Jay. I don't know why I got so hung up on that word, but anyways, here we are. Shadow read half a chapter. Not into the dragon fight scene yet. I love dragon fight scenes. And Melanie revised all 6 pages of chapter 6. You're doing really good on your progress. That's fantastic. And Petra got 232 words. Also good. Everybody is doing great tonight. And everybody is working, and that's fantastic. Not that like I don't mind when people just hang out, but like I really like hearing people's progress. It makes me it motivates me. Like, oh, we can all progress together. And I finished up Verity yesterday at like 4:00, and then I did nothing all day today. Which was like a day off, but also, I don't know, it just felt weird because like I knew I had this show tonight. So I knew it wasn't a day off, but it still had that, this is something where like back in the day when I used to work shift work, this was just like part of life, but it's not part of my life anymore. Yeah, I don't know. So I watched, I'm a big documentary and docudrama whore. I can watch Forensic Files all day, don't get me wrong, but like any of these, like Netflix has so many of these great big series now where it's like a single case, whatever that case might be, that runs like 6-hour long episodes of, whether it's like about cult or like a murder or what have you, or like I just watched all of Diagnosis, which was also a good show. But today, funny enough, I was watching the show. They did one about the Atlanta Olympic bombing. And that was really interesting because I wasn't living in Atlanta at the time. So all of my friends, like my roommate was literally apparently there for one of the bombings. Like he felt it, which I just found out when I told him that I had no idea that it was actually a string of bombings, that it wasn't just there. 4 other places were bombed. And apparently he was like, obviously he was fine, but he was near enough one of the other bombing sites that he felt it. So this was really interesting to find out about. Um, Yes, Melanie just said that's why I love the smaller groups, more focus, less chaos, especially when the structure for how long to chat in, especially with the structure for how long to chat in between sprints. That was when Sammy and I started the show. That was literally the first thing we decided on because we both agreed that, like, with the shows where they don't actually have a schedule, that you really don't know what's going on, and it for both of us it was bad for our productivity. So before we started our show, our very first episode has that exact same schedule that the one on Monday had. Yeah, I want to get stuff done, and it's easier, I mean, certainly we do go on our tangents, but at least our tangents get broken up with sprints. To that end, let's go ahead and sprint. We're going to go for 15 minutes. It is 9:06, so that is going to take us to basic math, 9:21. I'll see you guys then. Okay. That sprint is over. Let me know how you did. I finished that scene. It sucked a whole bunch. I don't I don't think it made any sense, but that's okay. It's not again, it's a scene where it explains how he lost his leg. I can completely rewrite that and not change anything in the story. So, I'm happy with that, and I am moving on. Yeah. So tomorrow, I'm going to keep working on this. I'm going to hopefully have my new computer finally set up. I know I've been talking about that for like 2 weeks now. I am almost there. I've gotten the monitor, which was the last delay on it, and I knew this was going to be an issue, but I don't have enough space for it where it needs to go. I found I found a cookbook stand at Walmart that I can put it on for $3 because otherwise I was gonna have to buy some crazy contraption that was $30. So I got that thing and it sits a little too tall, but it just needs to be cut down some, which my roommate can do at work tomorrow. So I'm almost there to have that new computer tomorrow. I won't for tomorrow morning's sprint, but I should have it by what is Friday. So tomorrow I'll be doing the same setup, but then afterward, tomorrow's show is 10 a.m. to noon. Awesome Shadow, have a great night. I'm glad you got some progress made. So tomorrow's show runs from 10 a.m. to noon Eastern. And then after that, I'm going to be baking cookies, hence the cookbook that is actually sitting out. So I think I am going to just stream it on Twitch for cheap entertainment. I'm going to be making cookies. We'll see how it goes. So that is my plan for tomorrow. Yeah, if y'all want to zen out to me making cookies, watch my progress, see how it goes. I'll be filming it because why not? That's just the world that we live in now. And then on Friday night, I have a friend is doing a Zoom holiday party. So for entertainment for that, I'm going to be putting up my Christmas tree then. And that's just how the holidays are going this year. If you can't do all of your holiday activities with other people, just live stream it. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna be baking 3 types of cookies though, which is insane since I don't have anybody coming over for Christmas. But I am doing a cookie swap, and I'm going to be sending cookies out to some people. And I feel like when you're sending cookies out, it needs to be a good variety of cookies. So just doing a whole bunch of baking tomorrow. I'm going to have to improvise on a recipe because I want to make this, what is it? It's a cappuccino crinkle, but it calls for the instant coffee grounds, and those things are gross. I refuse to use them. So I'm going to be trying to like make an espresso and reduce it enough that I can modify the liquids in it. And of course, this is a recipe that doesn't call for like water or milk or anything. So the reduction is going to be, or the substitution is going to be interesting. It does call for egg whites. I'm hoping that I've got meringue powder and I could just use that. But if not, the recipe also calls for yogurt. I only have Greek yogurt, which actually serves me well here because to substitute Greek yogurt in for regular yogurt, you do 2/3 in the Greek and 1/3 in the water, or in my case, espresso. I said cappuccino a whole bunch there, I think, but I meant espresso the entire time, if that's what I said. Okay. So let's go ahead and get our next sprint in. It is 9:26, so this 15 will take us to 9:41. Good luck, everybody. Okay. Time is up. It is 9:41, so we'll be able to get one more little sprint in tonight. Let me know how you did. I checked on some things. And actually, I'm going to do a real quick adjustment right now because I just realized that I kind of messed up a slight plot point. Yes, I am not even 1,000 words into this, and I've already messed up a plot point. Okay. So, excuse me, I checked on some things and then I wrote 113 words. So that's okay. This book is gonna take me a little bit to get into it. It's weird. I've messed up some timeline stuff with it. Um, because all of these stories are taking place at the same time, but like that time period is a year. Some of their stories are the full year, and some of them are little sections of it. Um, I have a whole bunch with this character. In one of the stories I've already written, I thought I plotted everything out, and then as I was writing it, I was like, "Oh, I should throw more of Gannett into Arden and Vivek's story." So I did, completely forgetting the fact that their story takes place in the first month, and his story doesn't start until like 6 months in. So I had wanted him to be in a coma for 2 months to cut that time down some, which was totally valid. Again, he's got this massive injury. He lost the leg, and he's also like when he shows up, he is in a coma. I had them wake him up immediately, and I forgot that that was absolutely not what I needed to happen in this plot. But of course, when you're writing a series, where it shows where it follows different characters. So for romance, you have either the series where they follow the same character throughout, which would be like for everybody who knows the stuff, it's always the easy example to go to would be something like 50 Shades of Grey or like Twilight, where you have like that single plot line that goes all the way through, and the romance is just between two characters. Other romances in a series, it will be the same verse, and there will be a timeline thing with them, but there'll be different characters in each book. So like you'll have the romance of A and B in book one, and then you'll have a romance of C and D in the next one. Readers really prefer to see those characters, like they want to see C and D in the first book. They want, it's one of those things where like when you get to know a character more, you want to know their story as opposed to it just being two random strangers. So it's a good thing that I have him featured much more heavily in the previous book, but it also has completely messed up this timeline. So tomorrow I might actually end up messing with the plot some on it. Petra got 294, by the way, and that is fantastic. I'm glad that you're getting really good progress tonight. Let's go ahead and do our last sprint. We'll go ahead. It's 9:46. I'll go ahead and run it for the full, the full 15 minutes. So we'll end just past the hour, and then I'll say goodbye to you guys, and we can go about our evenings. So I will see you guys in 15 minutes. Okay, that is time. I definitely ended that on a typo. That was a comma that ended up being an M. There we go. Okay, so that is everything for tonight. I will be back in exactly 12 hours at 10 a.m. tomorrow to do this all over again. And hopefully, I'm gonna I'm going to be plotting a bit tomorrow to fix all this, which sucks because I was reading a little bit of the notes that I had for this scene that was supposed to take place 8 weeks out and with different characters, with one additional character in it. And oh my God, I love my notes for this, and I'm not going to be able to do any of that scene. But that's okay. So yeah, I will see you guys all tomorrow. If you're here at 10 a.m. And then if you want to join me for Christmas cookie baking, that'll be probably around noon 30. Once I get this done and get myself resituated in the kitchen, I will be starting again. That will not be on this channel though. It will be on Twitch and also my personal YouTube channel, which is I think Chloe Alice Balkin. I will post that tomorrow when I'm doing it if you guys want to follow me on YouTube. But it's literally just going to be me baking cookies. So it's probably going to be mostly zen of like, look at my counter as cookies happen. So you guys all have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.